Today, we're all invited to take another terrifying journey into the world of mystery, suspense, and terror. Let's turn on all the lights, lock the doors and windows, sit back and enjoy this evening's chilling tale.
All right. Well, thank you for tuning that dial to the Eek channel. My name is James, and today I am joined by my co-host,
Hannah.
Yeah, we got a little bit of a different episode in store for you today. This is Eek Speak, the show that is a weekly horror house party where everyone wants to talk about scary movies. And you know what? We don't have a special guest, other than Hannah today.
So special.
And today I am kind of serving a little bit as the guest, and Hannah's kind of also hosting.
Yes.
So one thing that we like to do is talk about people's horror origin stories, and I haven't had an opportunity since we kind of changed the way the show is set up to talk about my own horror origin story.
Yeah.
And so I was kind of going to take advantage of tonight and do that.
Everybody wants to hear it.
I hope so. So you know how are we doing tonight in general?
Good. A little nervous.
Nervous. You've been on the show before, but you haven't been on the live stream.
No,
You've been
I
on the live
haven't.
stream once.
Okay.
Yep, when you were on
I
with
think
Andy.
So. Vampires.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
But it's just me tonight.
Yeah.
I'm so special tonight.
Yeah, and you're gonna do great. And my computer's really loud, so we're gonna turn that. We're gonna mute that real quick. There we go. We're getting all kinds of notifications on there. Nobody wants to hear that. So yeah, my horror origin story is basically I didn't have a lot of control. My parents didn't really control the kind of things that I watched growing up as a kid. I kind of got to do a little bit of whatever I wanted to. They didn't really pay a whole lot of attention to what I was watching or when I was watching it or how much of it I was consuming. I like to say a lot of times, I mean, my parents are great, but they definitely saw the TV as a babysitter.
Yeah.
And so I kind of just grew up watching whatever I could find. And so kind of in the early days, you know, that would have been things like Are You Afraid of the Dark or Goosebumps or Nightmare Before Christmas. Those were the scary things that I would find.
Beginners level.
Yeah, at a young age.
Yeah.
And then slowly, you know, that would change to I distinctively remember the first like big horror movie memory that I have is that my parents had rented Scream, and I think I would have been 7 whenever that would have came out on tape.
Wow.
And I pretended to fall asleep on the couch. I pretended to be asleep on the couch.
Yeah.
Like we'd watched a couple movies that night, and I like pretended to be asleep. They put in Scream, and I watched the whole opening sequence with Drew Barrymore through like half closed eyes. And then by the time that ended, I was really, really scared, and like my eyes were open. And then my parents realized that I was still awake. They sent me to my bedroom.
So when did you get to watch the whole movie?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
Really?
I don't know whenever I saw it. I remember in 6th grade or 7th grade, we had HBO, and it would have been 6th grade. We had HBO, and they played Scream 3 like constantly. And I remember watching that a lot. I actually, this is how nerdy I am or was or whatever.
Still am.
I spent a summer writing up my own treatment for Scream 4 the summer between 6th and 7th grade. I don't know what floppy disk it exists on, but I'm sure it was really bad. But I did do it, and I really committed to it. I would do stuff like that all the time though as a kid. I would hunt on file sharing sites to download scripts for movies.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I would like waste all of our ink and paper by like printing out full movie scripts, and like I just like read them and pour over them and just see like how they were written and stuff.
Yeah.
I was really weird.
Act it out in your bedroom.
I didn't do that. I never acted it. I just wanted to know like what a script looked like and
Yeah.
like what was written in it and stuff like that. And like if there were things written in it that I didn't pick up while watching the movie, like, you know, if there's like specific details in there that like when you're viewing it, it's all a product and you just kind of consume all of it at once. But like what specific pieces of direction are actually in the script versus what is just kind of set dressing, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
I would do stuff like that.
Nerdy, I guess. But cool. How many kids that age are doing that?
I didn't have any friends. And then, yeah, I got... I've talked about it a few times on the podcast, but I got the New Line Cinema Nightmare Collection 7 VHS tape box set of all of the Nightmare on Elm Street movies. That would have been when I lived in Virginia Beach, 4th grade. Nope. Yep, 4th grade. That was it. That's when I got the tapes. And then in 5th grade is really when I started introducing all of those tapes to my friends.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like at that point.
I'm sure their parents loved that.
Well, at that point, like, I mean, you're 5th grade. You're almost middle school.
True.
So, like, at that point, like, other parents' parenting style were starting to align with how my parents had been parenting for, like, the whole time.
7 years old.
And so, like, I remember being able to take Nightmare on Elm Street movies to other kids' houses for, you know, their birthday slumber parties, and we'd stay up all night and watch them and stuff like that. Halloween party, sleepovers, and yeah.
See, I would have been the friend
kid with the movies.
that you were my friend, bringing the movies over to my house, forcing me to watch them at my birthday. That was my, I don't know, 13th birthday party was my friends forcing me to watch it on my birthday. They brought the movie to me, so... You were my friend.
That's such a long... It's so true, though. It's such a long movie because it's technically 2 movies, kind of, because it was like a miniseries. But it, yeah, that was a regular, like, slumber party flick.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had friends who we watched it, like, over at their house at night. Mm-hmm. It was weird.
That is weird.
So, yeah, I mean, that was pretty much... my origin story. I did want to do, just because I don't get the chance to do the special questions, so I wanted to do some special questions too. I wanted to do the Eliminate One challenge that Cody has come up with, and I also wanted to do a Resurrect One. I think that would be a fun thing for us to continue to do.
So the Eliminate One is the scenario. If you could eliminate one specific horror film or a franchise.
Yep, film or a franchise.
Of history, what would you choose?
Gosh, and I knew that I wanted to do this question, and I didn't really
You didn't think about it?
this one through super well. No, I did. I forgot that I did. If I eliminate one, it's going to be Paranormal Activity, the whole franchise.
Really?
Just get the whole thing out of here.
And I've actually seen a few of those, which is
With me.
rare.
It's
Yes,
this
we
weird,
did.
It's this weird thing where, like, I didn't like the first one. I told you about it. We were together whenever that movie came out. It came out in 2009.
Okay.
Or maybe 10. And I went to the movie theater with Seth Meyer and Dustin Steen, and we watched. Yep, no one listening knows who those people are, but this is context for you. This is context for you personally. And we watched Paranormal Activity, and I almost asked for my money back because I hated it. I thought it was so dumb. I came home that night and I was angry. Why'd you take me to watch
the second one or whatever?
Well, it's it's a little bit of that Stockholm syndrome, or just like
all the other kids are doing it.
No, it wasn't like that. It's more like I want it to be good.
Yeah.
I want to like it. I want it to be good. So I kept watching them, and I kept not liking them, but I watched them anyway.
Yeah.
And
I guess I remember part of it.
You watched 3, I think.
Okay.
Because it was the one where with like the Xbox Connect thing. And like at nighttime when the night vision
Yeah.
camera would come on, you could see like the grid from Xbox Connect.
Okay.
And that's how they showed like the ghost moving.
Yeah,
It was
that's
so stupid.
That's pretty stupid.
It was so stupid.
See, I haven't even seen all of them to say, yes, you may eliminate that franchise.
Right. It's bad though.
Yeah.
It's bad. I don't like it. I think it's bad. I really want it to be good, and I want found footage movies to be good, but that one's just not good.
Yeah. What's the best found footage movie you've seen?
Oh, I mean, it's hands down Blair Witch Project.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
I know you haven't.
Yeah.
You could probably watch it today and it not be too scary.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of the fear with that movie came from, having it sold to you as a true story.
Right.
Which a lot of people believed at the time, because it was kind of the first of its kind to do that with that kind of marketing budget, at least, to where people really thought it was actually really happening.
Yeah.
But it's still a great movie, and I've learned so much about how it was made since then from other horror podcasts that like it's just insane how the movie was even made. I mean,
Okay.
a lot of it was improv.
Don't say too much.
Okay.
Let's watch it
Okay.
and do an episode about it.
That's a great idea.
I watch it. Yeah.
Okay, that's
Let's
a great
do it.
idea. But one thing I did want to say, a lot of Blair Witch Project is improv, and so they actually hired improv actors
Really?
instead of film actors because they had like the general idea of what they wanted the story to be, but as far as like all of the detailed dialogue, it wasn't really written down. So like they just kind of made it up on the spot.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
And it worked.
it
I'm
worked.
assuming. Haven't seen
Well, it worked then. If you watch it now for the first time, you're probably gonna be like,
it.
that
Probably
didn't
think
work.
yeah.
Okay, and then I wanted to do a resurrect one. We've done this challenge before, but it was before we kind of went to the 2 episodes a week format that we're at now, where we said, if you could bring one movie back or have a remake or something, what would that movie be? And if you are as nerdy as I am, maybe you have chosen people to be in that movie as well.
Oh, okay.
I haven't chosen any actual actors or anything like that, but I do have a director in mind,
Okay.
and it's pretty meaningless to you because you haven't seen either of his movies. But
Sorry.
whatever. You've heard me talk about him a lot.
I'm sure I have. I've heard you talk about a lot of things.
Yeah. So especially because you're a regular listener to the podcast,
I
so you've heard me
am.
talk about everything.
I have listened to
You live
every
with-
episode.
You live with me and you have to hear it, and then you still actually take the time to give me another play on the podcast.
Because it's that good.
Oh yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with love or anything like that. It's because the content is just that great.
So solid.
All right, so I actually would like to resurrect Silent Hill.
Okay.
You know at least what that is, right?
Yes.
I would like to resurrect Silent Hill, and I would like Ari Aster of Hereditary and Midsommar to direct it.
Okay.
Yep.
Now, is that like a new director? Because those are 2 new films. Is that like 2 breakthrough films?
Hereditary was his very first feature film.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I would like to see. Silent Hill is actually it was a video game first, a video game series.
Okay.
And they made those movies in like the mid to late 2000s, and they were kind of a big deal at the time, but it was in that time period where just not just bad horror movies were coming out, but kind of just all movies were pretty rough around the edges in like the
Okay.
mid 2000s.
Yeah.
Like we just have this kind of hole where like late 90s to mid 2000s where like kind of everything sucked. And like it's definitely not going to be revered as classics later on.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like some stuff might be guilty pleasures because we grew up with it or something like that. And that's kind of what Silent Hill was. It was a decent movie, but I feel like if they revisited the idea of it today, it could be done so much better.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I'll have to watch it now.
I don't know if you could watch Silent Hill. It's pretty scary.
Really?
It just has, I mean, for you, it's pretty scary.
But some of these, hearing you talk about some of these, like especially Hereditary, and I listened to that episode, you guys think it's probably really scary, but I feel like I need to watch it,
Yeah, I think that'd be a rough one for you. I really do.
Well, maybe I'll deal with the nightmares.
Okay, we're going to get into our trivia segment, and you have trivia
Yes.
for me today.
Yes. I am the teacher. You are the student.
Yep. And
I'm
this
the quiz master.
And I'm actually really bad at remembering names of characters. I probably remember character names even worse than I remember actor names, and I'm already pretty bad at actor names.
Yeah, you
so.
probably know the directors
Yeah.
even more than you know the characters.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. So so we're gonna talk about Scream then, because that's one of the films that you mentioned as
Yep.
being an introduction for you or a
I watched
favorite.
it like this. Kind of.
I watched that for the first time just a couple months ago at
For
your
my birthday.
Happy birthday!
Yeah, it was a few months late, but yeah,
I really, really liked that movie.
it's so good.
It's really good. It was good, so I can see how that would be a favorite.
Oh, that was another thing I was gonna start doing. I didn't even talk about this part of it. I mean, it's a couple things. First of all, I would love anytime I have someone who grew up in the '90s, I would love to ask them, obviously, what your favorite movie is, but then also, did you ever wear a Scream ghost face mask for Halloween?
Oh, that's a good question.
Because I think that is just I did it for like 3 years.
Really?
Yes.
Remember when they made those ones that it's like the Scream mask, but there's like you like push a button and it's like
Oh, the blood came down. I had that one.
Yeah, really?
I absolutely had that one.
That one terrified me.
I had that one, and then I had like the knife that had the blood in it too.
Oh, yeah,
so
yeah,
where
yeah.
You,
You
tipped
do
it
the-
upside down or like at an angle, and like it made it look like blood's coming out.
Okay, see,
I had both of those. One costume.
it's just astonishing that we are even married.
I know, right?
Because my parents, that is why on Halloween we turned the light off. We did not want trick or treaters coming to the door because we didn't want to see none of that creepy crap.
Yeah, that was me.
I was so sheltered, but
Yeah.
I remember those masks at least.
Yeah.
They freaked me
Well,
out.
and then too, anyone who was like middle school age, like 6th, 7th, 8th grade age, whenever the Scary Movie series came
Yes.
out, I think that's a whole nother kind of pop culture thing. Because then you got that year that you had like the ghost face mask that had like its tongue sticking out because of
Yeah.
like the Was Up commercials and all
Uh-huh.
that stuff. And yeah, it's a whole thing.
Like I am.
I also had that one.
Yeah, of course you did. I am ashamed to say that I saw Scary Movie when I was in middle school, but didn't see Scream until I was 29 years old.
Yeah. I saw Scary Movie at a drive-in.
Really?
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, it's all right.
Okay, so
Okay.
trivia time.
Yes. Okay. I don't know. I had to look some of these up. I don't know a lot about the film. I know it was released in '96. We know it was directed by Wes Craven, which is one of your favorite.
So those aren't going to be
directors.
any of your questions.
What year was the movie released? No, you already know those things. Okay, don't look at my paper here.
Okay, I'm not looking.
Okay, so some of these you should know, and you are the creator of the show.
Yes.
You are the professional.
Yes.
Yes.
No.
No. Okay.
We don't get paid yet, so I guess I can't technically say I'm a professional.
Hey, here's $1. You know so much, so I'm not gonna take it. I'm not gonna take it easy on you.
You're not going to take it easy on me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Some of these have multiple choice. Some of them do not.
Okay.
This one I feel like is really easy, but I didn't know. So
Okay, hang on. Before
Okay,
we get
wait,
into this,
wait,
I'm
wait.
probably going to get some of these wrong, and I just want to say that I never claimed to be the most knowledgeable about any of this. I'm just not too afraid to put myself on camera, and that's why I make the show. It's not because I'm really, really smart. It's not because I'm a huge super fan and I know every little detail.
It's because you're not afraid to be humiliated.
Yep.
Well, I hope I can humiliate you.
You probably will.
So the original title of the movie was not supposed to be Scream. Oh. What was the original title of the movie?
I thought I knew this. I've heard this story before. I've heard this fun fact before.
I don't know the story behind it, sadly. Sorry. It's just funny what it was supposed to be.
Son of a gun. I'm just going to take a stab in the dark.
Stab. Get it? Sorry. Go ahead.
Do you actually get why that's funny?
Because there's stabbing in the
No, because in Scream 2, there's actually a fake movie that gets made that is a parody of the real, well, not a parody, but like a meta version of the real movie, and it's called Stab. The Scream series in the Scream universe is called Stab.
I knew that.
No, you didn't.
Okay, sorry. Yes. Is that your guess?
No, my guess
okay,
is
okay.
Shriek.
Good one. But no, it's actually Scary Movie.
Oh, I think I did know that.
Yeah. Isn't that funny?
Well, I mean, it makes sense. Like the whole tagline with what's your favorite scary movie? Like that, that phone call, it meant so much. I feel like that quote has existed in it's become so famous from that movie, but it's really not like that specific way that it's delivered with Drew Barrymore and that whole scene. It really only does once. Mm-hmm. They don't really do that whole thing for anyone else in the movie.
Right.
Like they kind of fool around with it when they're talking to Sydney the first time, but like the whole thing being like this telephone game really only happens once in the movie, and it's so great.
Yeah.
And that's what you remember the movie for.
Yeah, you think that that's going to be the pattern of the killer. Yeah,
that's like the hook.
But it's just in that scene.
Yeah.
But that's funny. Okay. While the movie is called a slasher film, there are actually only 7 deaths. Can you name them?
Gosh, I have to name all the deaths.
Well, I didn't know
That's
beforehand
way too
that you
hard.
didn't know the characters' names. I could probably list off all of them, just not knowing all of their names.
Well, I mean, I won't know all their names either, but there's
take a stab at it.
Drew Barrymore, which is Casey, right? And then I'm gonna even go out of order because I don't even really know. I'll go backwards now, and we'll do Matthew Lillard.
Stu. Is that his name?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Stu.
Mm-hmm. Casey Stu.
The boyfriend, Billy. So I got 3 out of 7. That's not bad.
Oh, come on.
I'm just saying. That's where we're at right now. Crap.
I don't even know who one of these people are.
Jamie Kennedy doesn't die. He gets attacked, but he doesn't die. Right?
Who's that?
You didn't write down the actor names? You only wrote down the character names?
Maybe.
Then we're not going to get anywhere with this.
Okay, well,
let
me name off the characters.
Okay, fine.
Let me name off the characters, and then you'll see if you remember the name. So first it's Casey. Then it's Casey's boyfriend.
Oh, son of a gun. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, that's the first name.
Obviously.
Yeah, his name's Steven, but it might not even really say his name.
Screw Steven.
Oh, that guy. Okay, so
I think she says it. I think I have a very vivid memory of Steven.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Then
you know what's interesting about that too? I'm going to keep interrupting you because then you won't have to put me through the
I am getting
here.
to all of these.
But she makes this big deal about him being like she tells the killer that he's big and he's black and he'll beat you up, and like he's not. No, wait, that's Scary Movie.
Sorry.
Yeah.
But
he's a scrawny little white dude.
She does still. She still does.
She says he's big and he'll beat you up or something like that.
Yeah.
He plays football because he has a Letterman jacket.
He has a Letterman jacket on. Yeah.
It's not like he looks like a lineman or anything. He's a little quarterback looking dude. Like,
yep.
He's not frightening.
No, he's not.
I could take him.
I'm sure you could.
No, I couldn't.
No, you can't take anybody. Just
Nope.
kidding. Okay, Casey's boyfriend, Steven. You said Billy and Stu. Then the principal.
Yeah, I was going to say that one. I couldn't remember.
He does.
The last time
that.
I
remember that. And then Kenny.
Because that's, what's his name? Oh. The Fonz. Is the principal.
Yeah. What is his name?
I don't know.
That's
anyway.
sad that we don't know that. Kenny.
Mm-hmm.
Who's Kenny?
I don't know.
And then Tatum.
That is. Wait. Oh, I was thinking of someone else. Never mind.
Doesn't one of the is it one of the crew men?
Yep, I think that's right.
That's probably one of those weird, Tatum, probably. Do we really know that guy's name?
Yeah. Okay.
That's it. That was a bad question. Okay.
I guess I need to watch Scream a lot more because now everyone thinks I'm a complete idiot.
No.
Go ahead. Moving on.
Okay.
Moving on.
Okay, this one's fun. I'll give you multiple choice for this. What 90s heartthrob auditioned for Stu? Now, Stu is Matthew Lillard.
Yep.
Who auditioned to be Stu besides tons of people?
Oh, okay. You're gonna give me
I'm giving you options. Okay, is it Freddie Prinze Jr., James Van Der Beek, or Mario Lopez? Do you even know Who?
I know who all of those people are. I was actually gonna say Freddie Prinze Jr. because I thought that would make it a fun trivia question because Freddie Prinze Jr. and Matthew Lillard are in so many movies together, and you love Freddie Prinze Jr.
I do.
And so that's what would have made this question really, really good. But now I feel like you did it as like a red herring, and it's not Freddie Prinze Jr. But I'm still going to say Freddie Prinze Jr.
It is Freddie Prinze Jr. It is, and that was my 90s heartthrob.
I know.
I had a signed picture of him in my bedroom. I wore a pin on my shirt on his birthday that said, "Happy Birthday, Freddie." But isn't that funny? They are in so many movies together.
Yeah. Yeah. And honestly, it's, almost a little surprising that even if he didn't get that part, that maybe he would have gotten one of the other parts. A different role.
Yeah.
Like, he could have been, what's his character? That, oh God, I can't remember anyone's name.
You should have studied, man.
Yeah. Well,
this was a little. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, okay, so the last party scene of the movie lasted 42 minutes in the film. It's the last scene. All of that shit goes down.
Yeah.
How many days did it take to shoot? Whew. Is it A, 10 days, B, 21 days, or C, 50 days?
Oh, 50 days. That's insane. I'm usually a middle of the roader, even though 21 still sounds like a lot. I'm going to say 21.
It is 21.
Yeah.
21 days. And afterwards, the crew for that scene all got T-shirts that said, "I survived scene 118." Because it took so long to film it.
Oh, now you know what I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to see if I can find one of those T-shirts on eBay somewhere.
You should.
Someone has to have sold one.
Oh, I'm sure.
I'll find it. I'll find one.
Yeah.
I'll find a real one.
Who knows how much that's going to cost.
I'm going to find it. We're going to hang it. We'll hang it right here. It'll be
Perfect.
great.
That's a great spot for it.
Yep.
Okay. This is my last question.
Okay.
You're doing so good.
This is 5? Or did you skip one?
3, 4. This is 5.
Oh, okay.
This
Great.
is 5. Are you peeking at my paper?
I can't read.
Okay, good. Okay. The screenplay was written in how many days?
Oh, man.
A, 3, B, 7, C, 15. Do you know what?
What?
I didn't circle which one it was.
Well, I'm going to say 3.
No, I'm pretty sure it was 7.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it was 7.
I'll believe you.
Oh, my God. Okay. Look it up. I am going to look this up.
Yep.
Okay. That was it. But one thing that's really interesting that I read, that the film showcased, the big thing about the film is that they were getting these phone calls from anonymous phone callers. You don't know who it is. After the film was released, caller ID sales skyrocketed.
Oh, that's cool.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah.
That's what makes the movie such a product of its time, though, and it can't really exist in any other time period because, like, the killer had to have a cell phone.
Yeah.
So for the story to play out the way that it does, the killer has to have a cell phone. And, like, pre-96, cell phones were almost non-existent. If they were huge, and, like, it just really had to be right in that perfect time period for the film to work out at all. Because it also needed to be pre-text message. Needed to be post-cell phone, but pre-text message.
Yeah.
Because that kind of just makes things weird. Because people didn't communicate that way anymore. Like, because so much of it is like, it's almost like a prank call. And, like, I feel like prank calling even kind of started going out of style because, like, people don't talk on the phone.
Yeah. I did so many prank calls as a kid, man.
Me too.
Watch
a lot of crank yankers.
That's when you would actually take a phone book and be like, okay, look up so-and-so from school. What's so-and-so's phone number? And you look them up in the phone book and then you call them.
Oh, I never did that. We literally only prank called people that we didn't know.
Really?
Yeah, it'd be like, we'd put in like our area code and it'll be like, okay, just pick 4 numbers and we just call random people.
There was this one guy though, but it's so much more fun to do it to people that you know.
I know, right? There's this one guy though. I think we called him Crazy Dan or Crazy Dave. It was just like this guy who his number just got passed around to everyone at school, and he didn't even live in Indiana. He was in like Arizona or something. But every everyone in our school had his phone number, and we
You
would
guys
prank call
called
this old guy
long
all
distance?
the time. And he
so
would
funny.
just get really mad and start like cursing at us, and he probably got like at least 15 calls a day because like literally everyone in the school had his number.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, it was crazy.
That's awesome.
Okay. You got anything else about Scream?
No, I just really want to know how many days it took for the screenplay to be written.
All right. Well, you get into that, and I'm
Oh,
going
I
to bring up just a little bit of our horror news for this week. I still need a sound effect for that, by the way. Yeah, that's bad.
Dang it.
So, first of all, Are You Afraid of the Dark got its official teaser this week. So there was going to be an Are You Afraid of the Dark movie, and then the rumor was like there's going to be a movie and a TV series, and now it looks like it's all been backpedaled to just a mini series. So there'll be 3 1-hour-long episodes that all kind of center around one story.
Really? I didn't realize it was going to be 3 episodes.
Yep.
I just assumed it was going to be a full
Not a
series.
full season of the show, from what I understand. So the new teaser kind of shows off, just in snippets, you see a little bit of stuff here and there, but it introduces a new group of Midnight Society kids who will gather around the fire to tell the terrifying story of the Carnival of Doom. And unfortunately, the events of the tale soon begin coming to life.
That's crazy.
So what it sounds like is they're using kind of the storytelling mechanic of the old show of
Yeah.
them coming to the fire and them telling a story. But then in this situation,
It's-
as they're telling the story,
It comes to life.
it comes to life. That's what it sounds like to me.
Right.
Almost more of a Goosebumps movie
Yeah.
type vibe.
Interesting.
Which, Nickelodeon, I used to love you, but I feel like you haven't had any original ideas in a really long time. So if you are just copying the Jack Black Goosebumps movie, which it really sounds like you are,
Yeah, that's sad.
you can do better.
You can do better. Come on. The teaser looks really cool though.
It's fine. It looks like they are going. Obviously, kids are older now, so you can be scarier even than they were then.
Yeah,
even though
it
some
looked pretty creepy.
Yeah, even though some of that stuff when I was a kid was really terrifying. I remember the comic book villain and there's a clown episode. Some of those visuals really stuck with me, and then even just the opening, the swing moving by itself. I don't know if you remember that part.
Yes.
Yeah, so
Yes.
good. But yeah, they can be a little bit more over the top with it these days, and so I'm really interested to see what happens. Another piece of horror news: Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness is the new Marvel Doctor Strange movie, which they claim is going to be the first Marvel horror movie.
I didn't watch the first Doctor Strange.
Oh, I watched it 3 times on an airplane.
I know. Every time we flew several
Yeah.
hours to and from Taiwan, and every time it was on, I fell asleep.
Yeah, well, you weren't missing much. It wasn't that great.
Yeah.
That's fine, but it's whatever. I'm interested in it now only because they're touting it as a horror movie,
Yeah, that's really cool.
and I'm just saying we'll see. Like, okay, Marvel, you're saying you're making your first horror movie. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see what it actually is,
Right.
because I don't expect it to be a horror movie.
Yeah. Well, it's a thought that counts.
I guess the last piece of horror news is going to be there is a 3rd Walking Dead show that was announced. It's yet untitled, but another Walking
Okay.
Dead show
Yeah.
that centers around a group of kids. It sounds like what it seems to be is that they grew up in a part of the country where they were completely safe. And so they haven't really seen the atrocities. They haven't really seen the zombies.
Yeah.
They were in like a safe haven somewhere. And then these kids decide that they're all going to go out on their own for the first time and like leave this whatever safe haven they've lived in their whole lives. And
Does it seem like they all are in the same
I
safe
think
haven?
so. I think so. I think they know each other before they leave.
Okay.
Which almost gives the whole thing sort of a Marvel Runaways or X-Men, like that young X-Men show. I forget what
Yeah.
that's called. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
though.
yeah, yeah.
Almost gives it that kind of vibe. And I think that's really stupid.
Yeah. I didn't understand the teaser.
Yeah.
It parts of the scenes, like the shots it was showing, looked like a video game.
Yeah, I think that's just because it was the teaser.
The teaser.
And none of that stuff's been made real yet. But that also might just be alluding to the fact that they haven't seen stuff. So, like, they have only heard stories of the atrocities that have happened. They haven't seen any of this stuff for real. And so maybe that was kind of why they chose to do that for the teaser. But yeah, I'm not excited.
Well, I won't watch it. I don't watch any of it anymore.
We stopped watching Walking Dead season 4-ish.
Longer than that. Probably 5.
Maybe. Yeah.
Probably 5. I mean, is this still, what is it, season 9 or something?
Something like that. Yeah, it's still going. I've heard that they got a new showrunner and things really took a turn and it got a lot better.
Yeah, because now it's off book, if that makes, if that's the word I would use.
Is that true?
No. The comic book series ended, did it not?
No.
Oh.
It's still going.
Wow.
Yeah.
But this new character, is that in the comic book series?
The new, like, the little kids?
No. You just said it's got a new
showrunner.
Oh,
a new
sorry,
person
sorry.
who's running the show.
Who's running it. Got you.
Yeah. Like a new, I forget what that other guy's name was, but he's out of the picture now. And, like,
I got you.
It's actually, I think it's a woman, if I remember correctly, who runs the show now.
Okay. Got you.
Apparently she really turned things around and things are going really, really great.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know.
It's a little late for me to jump back on
I got bored of it, and then Fear the Walking Dead came out. Honestly, I watched one episode, thought it sucked too. So probably not going to watch the new series, but I felt like it was worth mentioning.
It is. I don't know, the kids, I don't know. It could be really stupid, but at least it's something new.
Why they're doing it, though. You know why they're doing it.
Why?
Stranger Things.
Oh, yeah.
Stranger Things has become such a huge pop culture phenomenon.
Oh, yeah.
That they're like, oh, well, let's just do Walking Dead Stranger Things.
That's
that has
true.
to be what they're thinking.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's right. Okay.
Yep. So it looks like it sucks. We'll see. We'll see. I did start watching the other famous one of the other AMC shows, which was Preacher, which I never really started watching. It shows up in the horror category of Hulu, even though, I mean, you could make the argument that it's not horror. I think it is. I saw a dismembered arm holding a chainsaw running across the chainsaw pulling this dismembered arm across the floor. That was pretty horror-y to me.
The way you started to say that sentence. Sorry. I saw this arm with the chainsaw running.
Yeah.
I was like picturing the arm, like like the Thing in Addams Family.
It's almost
holding a chainsaw.
Honestly, it's not too far off. But yeah, I mean, I think that it achieves the horror title, and I've actually really, really been liking it. I heard that also doesn't necessarily hold up for very long, but
oh, really?
We'll see. I'm liking it so far. It's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's different.
That's cool.
All right. Well, that about wraps it up for this episode. Do not forget that Eek Speak is our online horror talk show, and you are invited to the party. We record live on YouTube Monday nights, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. We'd love for you to join us and be a part of the audience. A party is always more fun, Hannah, with what?
Guests.
With guests. We always love having guests on. Not that I don't want to talk about myself, but now that I've done my horror origin story, you probably don't want to hear it again. So we would love to have more guests.
You've been a great guest on the show.
Oh,
Mr.
Thanks. I
Hudson.
really appreciate that.
But we're done with you now. Let's get some new guests, please.
Yes. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, just like me, you can hit us up on Instagram at Eek Channel. You can email us at hello@eekchannel.com, or you can check out the website, eekchannel.com, and click the Be a Guest in the upper right-hand corner. If you want to help out the show, you can rate, review, comment, like, what's the other stuff? Activate notifications.
Yeah.
Subscribe. All the internet things. There's so many. I can never remember what they all are, but just do.
You're smart. You can figure it out.
Yeah, if you want to help the show, I think you know how to help the show out. But ultimately, really just tell a friend that you think it's a really cool podcast and maybe they should listen to it sometimes. So yeah, that pretty much does it for us. Thank you so much for listening.
has been a production of Eek Channel. We make spooky stuff for people like you. You can discover more content like this at eekchannel.com or find us on Instagram, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, all the places. And don't be shy, we like making new friends. Thank you for tuning in.